And how y'all do? Good evening to those of you that's coming in on the YouTube channel. Wait a minute, I gotta enable all this here stuff. Come on. Enable camera access and microphone access. Got okay. Let's go. Put this over here. All right, now we're going live on all of these social media gadgets and things here in the studio. Dale, give me my little talking points. Oh yeah, this writing even bigger on this new tablet that I got here. In fact, I'm gonna bring this one in just a little bit closer. Yeah, I like this new one, this new tablet. Hope that your day has been simply marvelous, especially those of you who are coming in on the YouTube. I've already visited a little while earlier with the good peoples here on the Instagram. Very interesting show on tonight. Stay here with me if you will. As we'll talk about black men, why have we thrown our sons away? We'll be going live here on the Thaddeus Matthews TV show in just a minute. Ripley, Tennessee is in the house. I've got a new pad here that I'm using on Instagram, and the writing big, praise the Lord. All right, hoping that your day has been great though. STL is in the house, good. I'll see better on this one, how to be able to block folk. I like this one. This is nice. It's much cleaner. What's much cleaner? Y'all seeing me differently on here or something? I went and bought a brand new, what you call these things, iPads, just for y'all. So when we come back with the Facebook, we'll use the other one, I think. ATL is in the house. All right. Oh, high pixels, gone. Y'all can see me in HD, gone.
Are those lights green in?
No. Yeah, yes it is. Yes it is. Turn me up, Linda.
Talk show are those of the talk show hosts, producers, and/or persons appearing on the program, and do not reflect the views and opinions of the SBC network. This program may include strong images and language that may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
He will let you know. Whoa, whoa. They don't get it right.
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
And just when you thought it was safe, it is absolutely, positively not. And good Tuesday evening to you. I am the one and only. I'm Thaddeus Matthews, and welcome again to still the most controversial, the hardest hitting, the most informative, the most educational, the most non-filter having television talk show anywhere on the planet. Thank you so very much for being here. Those of you who are watching me and who've been watching me here for almost 5 years on the SVP TV network. On February the 4th, we will celebrate 5 years of the SVP TV network. And it's been a long journey. I remember how this show came into being on the SVP TV network. Some people that come to me prior to coming here that wanted to start a TV network. Dr. Brown, Taylor Brown's, had a drugstore in Midtown, and they were advertising on my radio station, WPLX. And when I went off the air there, they came to me and wanted to start a black television network. Well, the crazy thing about it was that nobody in that organization other than me knew anything about TV or broadcasting, period. I went on the air there, and then they tried to start to censor me because I was attacking then Mayor A.C. Warden. So in my attacks on A.C. Warden, who was worthless to us as a black mayor in the city of Memphis, I guess A.C. got to Taylor Brown. I had just helped Deidre Malone, who was a former, a county commissioner, and she wanted to run for county mayor. I had helped her get on, didn't know that how closely associated Deidre Malone was to A.C. Warden. Give me something to drink up here, please. Didn't know how closely associated they were. And we went on the air in November there. And on Martin Luther King's Day 5 years ago, they told me they didn't want no, what kind of, niggerish, that was the word. They didn't want no niggerish program on the air, even though I'm the only name that they had on the air. Didn't nobody know none of them motherfuckers? They had another little old preacher by the name of, what was his name? Asa, somebody, Hutchins or somebody, wanted to be me. He thought he could be me. Noah Hutchinson, that was his name. Noah Hutchinson. Noah Hutchinson, who still pastors a church here in Memphis, wanted to be me. I've been in media 34 years. I'm the best in this market in what I do. Hell, I'm better than most folk in most markets. I'm a free man with a free voice that documents and know everything that I'm talking about. And 99.9% I'm always right. You have these black folk who owe their soul to white folk. And Taylor Brown's pharmacy found out they had gotten a loan from the city. And I was anti-A.C. Warden. In fact, I came up with the slogan, let's cut the AC off. And I guess he got some pressure from them. And they told me, we don't want no niggerish program on there. And I'm the only somebody on their network that was being watched. At that time, I was doing from 7 to 9 in the morning time. Jesus, that made me have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I hadn't did that since I was the repo man and doing early morning radio some years ago. So they took me off the air on Martin Luther King Day. I guess they had a dream. And they took me off the air. I told them, I said, now, with me coming off of your network, you won't stay on the air 60 days. I am the marquee of your little network. I'm it. The only reason anybody's tuning into your network is because I'm here. I gave them 60 days. Damn it, I don't think they last 45 days on the air. Nobody was watching it. And poor little preacher Noah Hutchinson, he tried with all he could to be me. You can't be me, son. I'm a natural at what I do. God gave me this gift and ability. I ain't been in no broadcasting schools. So God gave me the gift, and they thought that they could deter what God had in store for me because they said I had a niggerish program. But I was the same niggerish individual that they came to get to put on the air. I didn't ask them, they came to me. They needed a name that would make their little network. But when the white folk and A.C. Warden, y'all do know A.C. Warden, the former mayor of the city, was owned by white folk. He did what the white folk told him to do. He was a water carrier for the white developers in this town. Anything white folk want, white folk could get through A.C. Warden. So they needed me off the air because their attempt to pay me to not talk about A.C. Warden didn't work. When they offered me $25,000, do I look like a $25,000 nigga? But they offered me $25,000. They had a white man call me that offered me $25,000 if I would lay off of A.C. Warden. I laid into his ass at that time. Yeah, they got tired of me talking about A.C. Warden, talking about A.C. Warden's son, the only Negro I know that could rape a minor white girl in a trailer park, I think it was Knoxville or Chattanooga, and get away with it. And they let him come back to Memphis. And I tell politicians, I ain't for sale, baby girl, baby boy. Because you advertise with me does not mean that I'm not going to tell the truth. Advertising and my talking is two different things. Now, I only support those who support me. Now, that's point blank. But they took me off the air. Sam Smith and Debbie McClendon came to me the very next day, as soon as they heard that I was no longer with those people. And wasn't it strange? Not only did Taylor Brown lose his network, he lost his 2 drugstores that he had in Memphis. I told him, you won't survive with a TV network without a marquee, and I was the marquee. Say what you want about me, but everybody know me. So 5 years ago, we sat down and talked. And we made a decision that day, Sam Smith, the founder of the SVP TV network, and Debbie McClendon, that this network, the only black network in the Mid-South, would go on the air. We went on the air 5 years ago, February the 4th. And this show has been on the air ever since. I've had the politicians to try to get me off the air. I've had politicians go all the way to Comcast headquarters and try to get me off the air. Ed Stanton Sr., your present county clerk or General Sessions Court clerk, sitting in a bar one night. I get a call. And I'm allowed to eavesdrop on a conversation that he was having at a cigar shop. We got to get that nigga off the air. He's dangerous. They attempted to. And I always believe that he used his son, who was then the U.S. Attorney General for the Western District, Ed Stanton Jr., to go all the way to Philadelphia. But Sam Smith, and I got to say about this, said this about Sam, would not budge. They tried everything that they could, but I'm still here. I'm here because I tell it like it is. Sources come to me because they understand that somebody has to be bold enough to tell it just like it is. And I share with you that will not change. I don't give a damn whose toes I step on. If I step on your toes and you see me coming, move your feet out the way. Because the people, not only in this city, but people around the world and around the country, they are demanding the truth now. The reason that a lot of pastors are upset with me is because I'm sharing some knowledge that black preachers, first, a lot of them don't know. And then when I give you research and give you history and give you documentation, then we've been telling these folks this for 99 years. Here he come, and he want to do something different. I had some folk get mad on Instagram today because I told them that Jesus was not that white boy, that his name was Caesar Borgia. Some of them got mad because in your traditional mindset, you don't want the truth because you've been lied to so long. I told them that Caesar Borgia also had a little in it. Yeah, he was a little shaky in the man department. He liked a little booty. That's Caesar Borgia. That you don't want history. You don't want the truth. Even though the scripture said he had hair like lamb's wool, feet like balls of eyes like balls of fire, feet like polished brass, you still wanted to depict him as that white boy. And then some of you got mad and wants to say, well, it don't make no color what color Jesus. Yes, it do. He would have came as a ghost. I'll leave y'all alone on that. And then when I put something else up that showed that King James, the one that gave you the King James version of the Bible, not only was he homosexual, they called him, if you go and do your research, they called him Queen James. Do the research. He was a queen. That's what they called him. King James not only gave you his version of the Bible, and he left many books of the Bible out of Holy Writ, but he also wrote a book on demonology, about demons and devils. Your pastor ain't gonna tell you about that because he ain't studied. He just want to hoop and holler, run you, and jump you. But on the Thaddeus Matthews show, we're going to give you truth like you've never heard the truth before. All right. Now, I'm going to get into my subject, but let me say something to politicians that are preparing to run for office. If you ain't got no money, why are you running? See, I always see, especially black politicians, you wait and decide on Monday you want to run for office, you go and file, and you ain't got no money. And when it comes to this thing that I call business, and TV is business to me, I don't want to hear your sob stories. I don't care nothing about your sob stories. You don't tell the white man, no. So here's what I tell politicians. Don't come to me. Ain't got no favors. It's business. The favor that I give you is that my prices are less than the white TV stations. My show has an audience every night. There's nobody in this town that don't know who I am, whether you like me or not. I've got thousands of folk on social media, many of them from different parts of the world, and many from the Mid-South area. But don't come to me and you ain't got no money. I don't even have broke conversations. We don't even meet in my office if you ain't got no money. If you're not coming to me about church and you're a church member, we don't have conversations in my office about not having no money. Okay? And don't tell me something you can't do. Because I expect you to be able as a politician. You ain't got no business running for office and you ain't got no money to finance your campaign. You don't wait till the last minute to decide to run, or you allow somebody to put you in the race. Bring me my money. Point blank. Bring me my money. This is business. Y'all ain't got no problems doing business with white folk. You'll buy your ads, you'll go to the commercial field, you're gonna get your printing done by white folk. But you ain't got no business. Is that an airplane landing on the building? You don't have any business running for office if you don't have no money. I don't even, look, I've talked with quite a few politicians today. That plane flying mighty damn low. Okay, all right. Hell, it's staying over there a long time too here. Oh, plane. I guess it's gone now. So you politicians are running for office. You need to have name recognition. Okay? You need name recognition, especially name candidates that nobody's ever heard of on the planet. Do you have a chance to win? I've got a captured audience every night. If you are electable, this is the place to come. You can't come on my show if you have not bought advertising. Okay? If you have not bought any advertising, you won't be on my show. I don't give a damn if you're a state representative. State representatives, y'all running for office. You can't come on my show. I can't promote nothing you do in the future if you don't come by this show. You will not use my show to further your careers. You will not use the Thaddeus Matthews show for your own personal agendas. Because I'm going to tell black folk, you want black votes and you won't do business with black media, and especially the largest black television show in the Memphis and Mid-South area, you want to bypass me? Okay. Then play the game the way you want. Because see, I think you know that I don't play fair. Okay? See, some of you politicians, like Reginald Milton, okay, you don't live, you ain't residing at 1534 Marjorie. That's a dope track. Okay? You already lying to the folk. You already been there. You've been in office now. You running for re-election. But you know I'm gonna find out where you live. I got a politician right now, Terry Rowland. I call him, I'm in a board meeting, I'll call you as soon as I get out. That's a white man. And he gonna buy good advertising on the Thaddeus Matthews show. Floyd Bonham, who's already running the sheriff's department, I'm supporting him. He's a black man that is already doing the job. Bill Oldham has been sick almost the last 2 years. And Floyd Bonham runs the day-to-day operations of the sheriff's department. Okay? He runs it. Why do we have this other Negro who's done lost 3 times? He running for the 4th time. You done ran 3 damn times. And I'm talking about Benny Cobb. He's a nice fellow. He tried to act crazy with me on the air one night, and that don't help your case. But you done ran 3 times in the past, and you done lost all 3 times. What the hell you running for now, Benny Carr? Come on, we got a black man there that's running right now everything that the elected sheriff would do, who's been there 30-some years, who has a long track record. I'm going to be urging all of the citizens, black, white, blue, yellow, whatever color you be, to elect Floyd Bonner. Yeah. Damn. Somebody said Benny Cobb should try running for the Special Olympics since you like running so much. We cannot support Benny Cobb for sheriff. Run for something else. Ain't something, it's 64, some races open. Run for something else, man. Damn. The people have told you 3 times already that they don't want. What you gonna tell us now? What you gonna tell us now differently than you told us 3 other times and you lost? It's only so much you can say about law enforcement. What you gonna do differently this time than you did the last 3 times? Damn, man, we don't need you. Then you stupid enough to play me on the air. No. We don't want you, Benny. Look, let me just tell you, the people don't want you. You done ran 3 times, you're running for your 4th time. They done told you 3 times in a damn row. We don't want you. Okay? So, that's that on that. I've had Mikael Lowry has already paid his advertising. Floyd Bonner has already paid his advertising. I've got a list of other politicians that's running for office that within the next couple of weeks, all they have theirs. Mikael is working on his commercial. His commercial should be on the air probably, hopefully by Monday night. Last week, it was supposed to be on last week, but with the snow and stuff, he couldn't get it produced. So he ought to be on the air next week, okay? But you other politicians, y'all need to contact me, okay? You need to contact me. If you're running, and you white politicians, I ain't got no problem with y'all money either. I ain't got no problem advertising you either. Because see, some of these black folks that's running against white folk, I'm gonna support the white folk. I ain't gonna support you just because you black. Because some of y'all running, we don't even know y'all name. We don't know no history. But don't play with my money. That's all I tell politicians. Don't play with my money. I got a business to run. This business supports the Thaddeus Matthews Show. It's advertising. My business supports Naked Truth, Liberation, and Empowerment Ministries as well, where I don't get no salary. So I don't play about business. So don't come to me with your sad sob stories, because I don't give a damn about your stories. You don't give those stories to white-owned medias. You don't tell a commercial appeal 3, 5, 13, 24, and 30. You don't give them your sad ass stories. When the white man tells you what his price is, you pay his price. My prices are much lower, much lower. But don't come to me tell me what can I get for $1,000. You can get your damn feelings hurt for $1,000. I hurt feelings real well for $1,000. You ain't gonna tell that white man I ain't got but $1,000. If you ain't got but $1,000, your ass ain't got no business running. And I ain't got no problems calling y'all out. I told a young lady that today. Bring me my money. Ain't nothing I can say. All right. I just thought I'd get that out the way so that all minds could be clear. This is a business. I've got an audience. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like me. I may not like you. Write me well, some of y'all can't write me no check. But y'all don't have to give me no bad paper. Because if you give me bad paper, everybody in the world gonna know you done gave me bad paper. Okay? So this is a business. We take care of business on this show. I had a politician told me gonna bring me some money yesterday. You lied to me. You talked Sunday, you didn't bring me my money. Okay? So, so you bring me my money. And I'm sure you watching. Though I'm taking my hands off of you. Okay? I'm taking my hands off you. All right. I got some politicians I know finna come see me. And to the rest of you, you know how to contact me. This is business. It ain't about how well I know you, if I like you, whether we done had a drink in the past. It's all about business. Bring me my money. Okay. Bring me mine. It ain't about white politics or black politics. It's about business. Because all y'all the same. All politicians the same. Whether you're Republican or Democrat, all politics is the same. And one of the things that black folk got to learn is turn loose that damn, I'm a Democrat. Democrats ain't did a damn thing for you. I'm a member of the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party in Shelby County is broke, ain't got no money. Brian Carson, the last chairperson y'all had, stole the money. Y'all didn't even want him arrested. He stole, they said, nearly $60,000, and y'all didn't say nothing. Y'all didn't even want him to pay back for a little bit of the money. You have not been able to get, the Democratic Party in this community has not been able to get anybody elected in probably about the last 12 years. They have no money to support their candidates. They just tell them, we're going to get on the Democratic ticket because black folks stupid enough to think that the Democratic, being a Democrat means something. It don't mean nothing. You ain't going to make no more money because you're a Democrat. So I don't give a damn about a Democratic Party or a Republican Party. I give a damn about those that can get results in our community. I need somebody that I can call and say, look, my people got a problem in North Memphis. They got one in South Memphis. I need you to help them. That's the reason I'm supporting Terry Rowland for the county mayor. Terry and I were friends before he went into politics. I've known Terry Rowland, and he's a straight shooter. See, these other Negroes y'all got running, Sidney Chisholm, damn near 80 years old. What the hell he doing running? 80 years old, almost 80 years old. This is the same Negro that told me we need a black county mayor. Well, when we had a black man in Michael R. Williams running for the city mayor, you didn't think that. You supported the white man and took the white man all through the community. So if we need a black county mayor, then we need a black city mayor in a city that's 85% black. But you're 80 years old. What you running for? Run and get some Depends or something. Some Insure. The hell you running for office for? Damn. He's damn near 80. Damn. Okay. Then Lee Harris. How you gonna diss me, brother? How you gonna diss me, man? I didn't know you were still on TV. You got to be the stupidest politician in the world not to know that I'm on TV. I ain't supporting you, Lee Harris. You diss me. How the hell you? I didn't know you was on. You on TV? Okay. All right, Lee. See, and I was gonna forgive you because the last time me and you had a little run-in, you sent them white sissies to my radio station. You remember when you said the sisters to the radio station? Big old tall white sisters. Yeah. Sent them sisters. I said, why Lee Harris sending sisters to the station? And the sisters came to my radio station, wanting to fight over you, Lee. I said, why the sisters fighting over Lee Harris? I remember it. Because I almost knocked that tall white sister completely out. Damn, I said, me and him had a little, because I found out some stuff. And I talked about it on my afternoon radio show. Then I get a knock at the door. We want to find Thaddeus Matthews. Where Thaddeus Matthews at? My secretary said, huh? I was in my office, I heard it. I said, what's up? Then I looked up, damn, these are a bunch of white sisters. It was about 4 white sisters. I said, oh, the sister brigade is here. Damn. What you talking about Lee Harris? That's our friend. What you talking about him for? Y'all know I went to cussing. Y'all know I went to cussing to the white sisters. I said, huh? Why he sent sisters? And they were switching sisters. There wasn't them disguised sisters. You know, they were them flaming, you know, the ones that let you know they sisters. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did. I said, oh, the booty brigade is here. Okay, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why the sisters showed up. Why would a man send sisters to fight his battle? And why would the sisters show up to fight a man's battles? I'll leave that alone. And white sisters. Couldn't find no black sisters. Couldn't find Peaches and the Showgirls. Or couldn't find no black sisters. A bunch, it was about 4 of them. 4 white sisters showed up at the office. And I said, oh, why all these sisters? Hell, Jesus. But maybe that's the reason he don't know I'm on the TV. Maybe he's still mad at me for my attack on the booty brigade that came. I don't know why. Now, I ain't said nothing. I ain't calling Lee Harris nothing. But when the sisters come switching to my place, I just be wanting to know why you send the sisters? Hell, I don't know. Why y'all think he sent the sisters to the radio station? How does one man know so many sisters? Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Okay. Oh, somebody said that was the sister security. If you mess with Lee, we gonna hit you with our purse. Yes, we is. You got the nerve to talk about Lee like that. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. I promise. Lee been good to us. Yes, he has. And here you on the radio, you were talking about our friend. Mm-hmm. Yes, we don't we don't like that. Somebody said Noah Hutchinson resigned from his church. He couldn't preach no damn way. He couldn't. Noah Hutchinson had been accused of a lot of things, but preaching wasn't one of them. Okay, I'm gonna let Lee alone, cause them sisters show up at the church. It's gonna be a sad affair. We're gonna have a sissy funeral. Wait a minute, Dale. This is a God, heaven's truth, and I'm going to commercial so I can get into my sermon. And I ain't got nothing against sissies. If you're a sissy, or you're homosexual, whatever you are, that's your thing. Get all the booty, suck all the wangma things you want. That's up to you. I ain't mad at you. If you like the taste of it, who am I to tell you that? But I remember years ago when I was with Al Green down at Full Gospel Tabernacle, and this has been, I was barely 20 years old. And this transvestite had died. And they was having the funeral at Full Gospel. And the pallbearers was other transvestites. They was all dressed up like ladies, okay? I swear for God and 20 white folk, this happened. And you know how after the funeral, Al did the ashes to ashes and dust to dust, because he wasn't going to the graveyard. They rolling the homosexual, the transvestite, because they had the man dressed like a lady in the casket. And the pallbearers were transvestite, they were men dressed like women. So we come to the church, and there was a big spot where you would have to lift the casket up. So we got to the spot, and the little mother bowl was, you know how the mother bowl come out before the family, and the little old lady Urshas come out with the little white handkerchief in their hand, and they was rolling out, and it got to the place where the casket, because he was a big sissy. I mean, he was about 300 pounds, okay? And it was time to lift the casket up. So the transvestite pallbearers didn't do the light lift. They got the casket and threw the casket up in the air, straight up in the air. It was an old mother behind them said, ooh, them show is some strong women. All right, look, I'm gonna leave that alone. I done talked about politics. All right. Boy, y'all sent me some funny stuff. All right, we're gonna take a commercial break, and then when we come back, black men, why have we thrown our sons away? We're gonna do that in just see, some of y'all sitting in the house right now trying to imagine them transvestite men dressed like women lifting that casket up in the air. I can see y'all at the house picturing that. That was a sight. Ooh, especially when they went around the casket. Wait a minute. I know I gotta go commercial. That was almost as bad. You see some funny things at the funeral. Well, I'm thinking about, okay, all right, wait a minute. Can I tell one more? And then I'm going to commercial break. I swear for God, I'm going to commercial break. You know, I was always an undertaker. And standing, my spot was always at the head of the casket. And this was during the time we used to pass folk after the preacher get through. You're really emotional after then. And I could always tell when somebody finna fall out. You know, you finna fall out, and, you know, because I don't catch, you know, I wasn't an Ursula, so I ain't gonna catch your ass unless you're one of them big booty girls. Oh, baby, it's gonna be all right. Sit right here. But if you was one of them little skinny women, or you was one of them ugly women, or you one of them old women, I roll your ass on under that front pew. Excuse her. But I never forget this, Dale. I'm standing up there in my undertaker position, and this guy's name was William. Okay, never forget it. His nickname was Dick. So the wife sitting down in the front row, she just boo-hooing and crying. Ooh, he gone, he gone. So I see this lady coming down the aisle. I see when they're coming down the aisle, they give you them cues if this is one of them clowners at the casket. The, where down the aisle? Head dropping, tears dropping. They acting like they can hardly make it to the casket. The wife hollered. And remember now, the man's nickname is what? Dick. Okay? Hold on a minute. Hold the story. Terry Rowland. Terry?
You doing all right, man?
Yeah, I'm on the air. I'll call you when I get off the air about 9 o'clock.
All right, man.
Okay. So pulling up the, I'm prepared. Because she was an ugly woman. I knew I wasn't going to catch her no way. So I just stood there at my funeral home pose, and everything was fine. The wife was crying here, you know, family member crying, and the girl coming up the aisle. And all of a sudden, the woman gets to the casket. Oh, she can hardly make it. Wife still crying. And the woman, I don't think the woman meant no harm, but the woman got to the casket. I'm standing there trying not to laugh, I swear, because you see some funny things. And the woman gets to the casket. My dick is gone. I said, wait, oh. The man's nickname was Dick. My dick is gone. Why you talking to the Lord? Why you take my dick? And it was the wife did one of them spin-ups, and they got the fighting up there. And my job is to protect the casket. It's the dead man, okay? I don't get to that. Your dick gone. And the man, everybody called him Dick. Okay, that was his name. Everybody called him Dick. So how come this woman couldn't say her dick was gone? Unless her dick was gone. We'll be back after these commercial messages. All right.
Now, I remember hearing that story about the transvestites and
The what?
who lives in the Bible.
Woo. I'm finna get serious, y'all. Okay, I'm finna get serious. I'm gonna act nice, y'all. No more storage, Cocoa Crusher. The Secret Joe, my mama cracking up. She did. My dick gone. Y'all know I laughed. I laughed at the funeral. I ain't got no stories during commercial break. I ain't giving y'all no more stories. Y'all been thought I'm a comedian or something. That ain't my calling. My dick gone. All right. I'm gonna get off into this show, y'all. April. My birthday is in April. In fact, it's April the 1st, April Fool's Day. I don't know why he sent that Sisters Brigade.
That was at your old office.
Huh? Those at the old office. Don't send no sisters over to the new one. Dell shoots.
I sure do.
Ooh. Well, you see some funny things at a funeral. Like them ignorants that be at the grave. I want to go with my mama. See, and when I was an undertaker, I ain't gonna get, you know, now if do your mama smoke weed? How are you not married? Because I've been divorced, baby, 2 years come February the 11th. Them folk be at the grave. I want to go with my mama. Ooh, I'm going with my mama. So they start that run to the hole. Because see, and when they run to the hole, I would always step aside. Okay? That's your mama. If your ass want to go with your mama, go on, take your ass on with your mama. Who am I to keep you from your mama? Hell, go on to your mama. But they always get to that edge, like, motherfucker, ain't you gonna catch me? Shit, catch me. I didn't really mean that shit. I'm just doing that. Are you looking for a woman? Baby, what kind of job you got? What do you do for a living?
She said, women, that's the one you want.
Huh?
She said, women, that's
Yeah, she said, are you looking for a woman?
the one you want.
I'm coming back serious now. Thank you, Demis Trappett, Pruitt, or whatever it is. Lee sound a little suspect. You go over there and tell him not to talk about me like that on that tune. What you said, my auntie did that at my mama's funeral, and women, and she slipped off into the grave. They kept right on shoveling dirt. I bet your grandma was trying to get her ass about that hole. Oh. Mm. 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 I'm mad, I know I for something new. Baby, can't nobody figure what the hell you saying out there on that Instagram thing. Bought me a new tablet for y'all. Philly in the house, chocolate China doll. When are you coming back with Don't Give a Damn Fridays? I might do that this Friday, I don't know. I'm thinking about opening back the phone lines, but I don't know about that either. I'm a girl watcher, I'm a girl watcher, watching girls go by. My, I'm a girl watcher, I'm a girl watcher, here comes one now. When I was just a boy, I threw away my toys. I played the song. I ain't saw nothing in 50 years.
Last commercial?
Okay. I'm a girl watcher. I'm a girl watcher. Watching girls go by. My, 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 my. Yeah. Nashville in the house. She was only 16, and I loved her so. She was too young to fall in love, and I was too young to know. We laugh and we sing and did those things that makes your heart glow. She was too young to fall in love, and I was too young to know. No, 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 no. You ready to hear me hoop?
20 seconds.
Let's see if I can go off into this show here. All right, we've been in commercial break. Dallas in the house, Fort Bragg, North
10
Carolina.
seconds.
Hazel Eyes, okay.
5, 4, 3, 2.
And welcome back to the Thaddeus Matthews Show. The subject tonight, black men, why have we thrown our sons away? When we look at what is happening all across this land and country with our young men, we have to understand that there is a reasoning behind it. I know, and we've discussed this, that a lot of the issues with our young people, whether it's our young men or our young women, has to do a lot with that Similac stuff that y'all give the babies. Y'all took the baby off the titty, okay? Our children, when they were sucking the titty, that which God gave the nutrients for a child for, our children were different. Then, as soon as you start giving them that Similac and, what's the name of the other stuff? Enfamil, you started putting chemicals in your children's bodies that were produced somewhere in a laboratory, because you became too lazy to take the titty and do with the titty what God intended a titty to do. See, there was, when God made you, and he made you biologically, he made the titty for the nutrients in the baby. That's the reason God put milk in the titty, so that the child would have the right nutrient. Okay? So y'all done took the children off the titty. Okay? They have a chemical imbalance, and then a lot of times our children, because of your bad habits, crack, heroin, weed, the child comes here already a crackhead babies. They come here fiending for heroin because that's in their DNA. But let's take it a step further and lay the blame where blame must be laid. Yes, women make bad choices. Many of you don't care what type of penis you stick up in you. You don't care whether he's a mass murderer. You don't care whether he's a thief. You don't care what he is. And guess what? Those of you on Instagram, it's fitting the clock off, and then I'm gonna clock you back on. You got about a minute and a half. You don't care about what you are bringing into the world. Yeah, you done laid down with the wrong man. He was a buster when you laid down with him. He gonna be a buster when the child's born. He didn't have no job when you met him out behind the club, when he bought you some wings and bought you a champagne, and you fell in love because he gave you a 10-piece, and all the other men been giving you a 5-piece. You got a 10-piece wing, some celery, and some carrots, and you just went crazy. You gave him some out behind the club or on the back seat of the car, and you brought this child into this world. The man runs off and leaves you. He didn't like you, no baby. He just wanted some ass. That's all he wanted in the first place. He didn't want to like you. He didn't want a baby. He just wanted what? Some ass. But as our children are growing and they're developing, and those of you on Instagram, hit it right back. I'm gonna bring it right back up. Yes, the woman has been lackadaisical in her mindset when it comes to the men that she picked. Let me do this. And let's get right back on the Instagram. When the man walks away and he leaves his child, there is something that is forever missing in a child's life. Let's deal tonight with the son. Every boy deserves a father if what you have picked for him to be the father is not the father is not playing the father's role, is not involved in the child's life. He didn't know you, didn't like you, wanted some ass, now he got some ass, he's walked away. Then it is your responsibility to find a man that can mold that boy child. Whether it's an uncle, whether it's the grandfather, or whatever. One of my grandsons was in my office this evening, and we were talking. He's 16 years old, and he's getting ready to go to a prom. He going to the prom with a senior. I said, boy, you got a whole lot of your granddaddy in you. Make sure now when you go to the prom, you got a condom, because you got some Matthews in you. And in having some Matthews in you, I know what your granddaddy mean. I know what I've done. I know what I would do. So boy, have yourself, because you're a straight A student. Straight A and B student. I don't want to see you mess up your life over a piece of ass. And I could talk to him. Well, he's my grandson, there was no choice. He had to listen. My oldest daughter was sitting right there, but I have to tell him, see, I know that my daughter, especially that daughter, has, she's hard disciplinarian. But there are some things that a boy child needs a man to tell him. Ain't no need of me telling that boy, don't get you none. Ain't no need of me telling that, because couldn't nobody tell me not to get none when I was his age. So what do you tell him? Church folk would tell you, well, you're supposed to tell him to what's that word you do when you don't have no sex? I don't even know it. Who?
Abstain.
Yeah, that's that word. Okay. Abstain from it. Okay? Yes, that would be good. To tell him not to, what's that word again? Abstain. But I know, because I understand his DNA. I know who his granddaddy is. And there is some of me in him. And at 16, well, none of it safe. I just didn't like 16-year-olds. I liked them older women when I was 16 years old. Now that I'm 60 years old, I don't like them old women no more. That's a whole nother show. But I have to instill in him some truth that the woman may not be able, my daughter can tell him. Whenever we look in the media and it's about black boys, we often only hear about the negatives. I don't want my grandsons. Okay? I don't want my grandsons. Got 3. I don't want my no, I got how many? No, I got 4. Excuse me. I got 4 grandsons. 4. Ooh, Jesus. I'm getting old. I got 4 grandsons. No granddaughters. Praise the Lord. I don't want them to be naive about what's going on in the world and what's going on in society. And there are some things that only a man can address. So you have a responsibility as a mother. If daddy is not there, if father is not there, if the one you laid down with and got impregnated with is not there and does not accept you are your child, you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility to find a man that can mold your son. See, the only time that you want to hear something positive about our black boys is if they run a football down the thing, or dribble a basketball down the court. You don't hear the media because it's not going to make a lead story. You're not going to hear them talk about the children that made straight A's, that want to go to college and be something else other than a basketball player or a football player. Our news tonight will start off with a shooting or a killing because it brings in ratings, it brings in the numbers, and it brings in the drama. But when we look at the black community and we look at the shape that the black community is in as a whole, it is not the woman's fault. It's the man's fault. We as men have failed in our responsibility to keep our community strong. We fail. We fail. We owe women and we owe black women an apology because we as black men have been slack on our responsibility. We have been slack on our job. It's us to blame. It's us. The black man. It is the black man's fault. We are not there raising our boys. No. We don't have a man development program. We have left the raising of our sons to a person that does not know anything about manhood, and that's a woman. We've left. And mothers, many of you have done what you knew to do. I was raised in a household without a father. I didn't know who my daddy was. I didn't really know his name till later in life, because as a child, everything was all right. I didn't have no issues as a child. My grand aunt raised me. My mother was 16 when I was born. My grand aunt, Molly B. Matthews, adopted me. I lived with my great grandmother. I had things that I needed because my auntie owned the beauty and barber supply. I didn't have to struggle as a child. My struggles came when I got grown. I didn't have no, and they did the best that they could do as women. And we're talking about women from a totally different era. I'm born in 1957, so they were born in another era. See. So there were things that I look back at now that I missed because there was not a man there. I was able to be manipulative. I got what I wanted because even as a child, I had the gift of gab, but they would tear my ass up. I had a great grandmother that would hit me, whoop me with anything she got her hands on, her walking stick, skillet, pots, pans, anything that she got her hands on. That was a molding that took place. But had there been a man in the house that could knock me on my ass, some of the mistakes I made later on in life, I would not have made. Our young men don't know how to be fathers because we have not had the father examples. That was a period in my life I wasn't the best father. And as I look back on it now, I have to go back and do the research and understand there was no man in the house. Okay? There was no man in the house. There was no man in the house to be a father or give me an example. So all the examples of manhood that I could see and came from the streets. We didn't know nothing in the streets. We just was screwing. Get as much coochie as you can and go on and get the next coochie. That was the business. That's what we was determining our manhood. We were determining our manhood on what we thought we would get it in the streets. See, we didn't even know what a man was. By definition, a man is a male human, usually an adult male, age 18 plus. A son is a boy in relationship to either or both of his parents, male boy, male child, boy, heir, descendant, offspring. But we haven't had the teaching. So when we see our young men not being responsible to their children, many of them have not had an example of what a real man was all about. And I got to put a pin right here. Women, even if you cannot have a relationship with the father, even if you don't like him for whatever reason that you don't like him, if that man wants to be in his child's life, especially that boy child, don't allow your emotions, don't allow your anger, don't allow your hang-ups to keep him away. Look, BB Bad, if you post anything else on that subject, your ass gonna be blocked. Okay? In fact, you all know better, so let me just go on and take you off right now. Okay. Stay where I am. No. Let me share with you. Let me share with you. We have not had examples. So your young gang member son, he didn't have nobody to knock him on his ass when he was 10. Because you as a mother, because that man was not there, you have sugarcoated that boy. And many of you have turned your boys as women into punks. You have treated your sons like they were your boyfriends or your husbands because that man left you. He didn't want you. He didn't want you. So you angry with all men, and you have not allowed any man to come into his life and be an example because of the hurt that you caused your child, because you should have picked the right man. Yeah. You should have known the right man. Yeah, should have known the right. You should have picked the right man. And as I'm saying, men who didn't have fathers don't usually make good fathers. And some of these men have been kept away from their children because of your petty insecurities. I don't like him. He went and got him another woman. He walked off from me. If that man walks off from you and he don't come back for 8 years or 5 years, you need to, and he wants to get into his child's life, then allow that man the opportunity. Allow the man, because every man at a certain point in his life, if he's a good man at all, he makes a transition. And when he makes a transition, he always begins to wonder about his offspring. Yeah. What can I do? If any God is in you and you make a transformation in your life, you get to a point where you get concerned that before I die, I want to write something. But here we are. We've thrown guys. We've thrown our boys away. Children, absent homes are almost 4 times more likely to be poor. Because you're not there to be a provider. Being raised without the father raises a risk of teen pregnancy because no father has been there to tell his daughter the truth. Baby, he don't love you and you 16. He don't love you at 17. He's not in love with you. He's in love with that thing that's betwixt your thighs. That's what he's in love with. There are sometimes some reasons that men give for the reason that they've thrown their sons away. They believe they can't provide for their children. That's a small portion of it. Didn't want no child, wasn't looking for a child. He met you, I told you, out behind the club and bent you over after he bought you some hot wings. There was no intention of impregnating you. Heat of the moment, passion, whatever you want to call it, he got you pregnant, and all of a sudden you present him with, I'm pregnant. What we gonna do? He living at his mama's house. He ain't got no car. He ain't got no job. Don't know you, don't like you. So he runs away. He leaves you because you having a baby was not expectant to him. He just wanted to have a good time. And baby girl, you ain't no victim. Because when you open up your legs, you had a choice. You had a choice. You had a choice. Some fathers have believed that their children are better off without them. Some have no source of income. And when you lay down unprotected with a man that ain't got no job, you're already setting the stage for chaos in the child's life. I think I said it again. When you lay down with a man that has no source of income, you're setting the stage for chaos in the child's life, because you automatically know that there's a good opportunity and a good chance that you may get pregnant. You should understand that. Many fathers have thrown their sons away because you told them you can't come back here. You don't pay enough child support. He didn't have no job when he met you. But can I share with y'all something? In that boy's life, in his formative years, the money ain't really the important thing. He just wants his daddy. He hear other children talk about their daddy. I want a daddy too. The reason that many of our young men are angry is because they didn't have no daddy. They look at TV. I'm looking at Secret Joe. That ain't what I'm talking about. So don't even take this conversation there. You're gonna be removed. I'm not talking about men that molest their children. That ain't the subject. And some of you bitter ass women, you find any reason to be discouraging to a man that wants to take care of his child. I call you a bunch of bitter bitches. And if a bunch of you bitter bitches had made better choices and not told that boy, your daddy ain't no good, he ain't gonna never be no good, then when that man does decide to come back into his life, there would have been an opening there. But you sold up your child's heart with your bitter bitchness. Yeah. Don't come back here. You ain't been around all this time. What you coming back now? But I done changed. I want to be a part of my son's life. He don't need you. Everybody needs his daddy. He done looked at, well, back in my day, my 3 sons. Y'all remember that. Andy Griffin and Opie. The Waltons. They saw all of these folk interacting with this man that's supposed to be their protector and their provider. They want a daddy. Many of our young men have turned to gangs because they didn't have the love of any other male factor. You didn't make sure. You didn't make sure that there was somebody there that could enter into his life to be the example that the boy needed. Every boy needs a daddy. I look back at 60 years old and I look back at my formative years. Had I just had a daddy. Those women did me good. They did the best that they could do, but there were some things that were missing in my life to make me a complete man that would have made me complete years earlier than when I arrived had I had a good daddy. There's something about a good daddy. One who works hard and he provides. Something about a good daddy. And I share with those of you who are older now, and your fathers won't. What about Trump wants to be spanked? You about to be exited from the page. Okay? You about to be, and we ain't talking about Trump. Don't give a damn about Trump. Don't you, you're older now. And your daddy found God or whatever it is, he's had a revelation, he's had a transformation, and he wants to come back into your life. Maybe he wasn't there, maybe he wasn't the good daddy. But give him an opportunity. I was when my oldest daughter came by today, and our relationship pretty solid now. But I wasn't always the best daddy. I wasn't the daddy that I am now. I missed a lot of things because I didn't know how to be a daddy. I didn't know how to be a father. And it took some maturity on my part and some learning on my part that made me, and the transitions of did not want to die, not having a relationship with my children. That's what brought me back in. That's what brought me in. That's what brought me back in. Reaching a point where I did not want to close my eyes in death and not have a relationship with my children. One of my sons, my first son, was killed June 15th of last year by a drunk driver. I tried some things in his younger life, and even in his grown life. He had worked for me in a couple of my businesses. But we would disagree on a lot of things, and a lot of the disagreement came because he didn't understand who I was. I would see him and we'd talk maybe 3-4 times a year. And the biggest tragedy of his death And when all the news stations came to me after his death, I shared with them that the biggest mistake that I made was not always being there for him. Then sometimes we, as men, we don't know how to return to our children. Our children have built up resentment. And as I looked at my daughter today, because ain't nothing I can do about my son. I had just talked to him a month before. Didn't expect him to be ran over, hit so hard by a drunk driver. Young prophet, you're gone. Didn't expect him to be hit so hard that it would break his neck upon impact. I went to the funeral home, and I've been around dead folk most of my life. But as I went back to the back after they got him in, after he had been embalmed, but he had not been, the makeup had not been there. And I went back and I looked at my son on the table. The hurt was double-fold. I didn't know whether I was sadder because he was dead or sadder because there may have been some things I could have done that could have made some differences in his life. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. We had our differences. Don't respond to that no more. We had our differences. But there is some things I should have did. So I tell men, forget about the attitude of that woman. Go and find your child. Brothers, tonight's a good night to go and find your sons because we've thrown them away. We will hear tonight about a tragedy. We'll hear about a killing. Yeah, we'll hear about it tonight. Well, somebody's son is going to be killed tonight. Somebody's son here in the city of Memphis was killed last night. We need to go and find. See, the only thing that is going to save the black community is black men. Black woman, you're limited in what you can do. Or you're going to do the best you can. And many of you have been forced by us to do all that you are doing. But we have missed the mark, guys. And the reason there is detriment, blight, and plight, despair, and depression in the black community is because the black man has not stood up and taken his role. Because remember, guys, no matter tonight where your son is, He operates off a portion of your DNA. He's got a portion of you that he can't help but be like you because he was made in your image and in your likeness. In your image, in your likeness, his DNA is flowing, man. We must go and see. Yeah, many men believe that they were tricked into being fathers. Many of them, because of their economic state, maybe they've been on drugs, something has happened in their life, they walked away, and they don't know how to get back. They don't know how to get back. They don't know how to get back. Somebody asked me, why do you cuss? And I'm taking you off the page, but let me tell you something. Because this is a cussable situation. Because we as men have not given a damn about what we have brought into this world. We have not given a damn about raising the killers. The killers are here. The killers, we gave birth to the killers. The killers came from our semen. Yeah. We've thrown them away. When you look at how crowded the jails are, it's our fault. As black men, we've thrown them away. We don't know how to go back and get our children. Some of us as men, we found ourselves in shapes where we've had multiple children by multiple women and we can afford none of them. We've thrown them away. You feel inadequate to participate in your kids' life for one reason or another. You're so caught up in their immediate men, in our immediate selves, and not in our children. All of our children need daddy. So what? You don't know nothing about no algebra, no trigonometry. You can't speak no parlez-vous français. You can't count in Spanish. But if you just sit down with the child and give that child the comfort and the security that you're there, and daddy don't know all the answers, but daddy gonna go and find somebody that knows something, because I want you to be somebody. Our men, no matter what your educational level, whatever your educational level happens to be, all your child wants is your love, man. That's all they want is your love. We've got to stop making babies and throwing them away. We can't talk about what the white man is doing to us, and we ain't doing nothing for us. We can't talk about my child has been dumbed down and you ain't never tried to smart him up. These nuts you gone too. Let me share something with you. When the black man wakes up, when the black man wakes up in America, when the black man takes responsibility again of his household, he takes responsibility of his woman, when he takes responsibility of his children, when he leads and stops following, when he stands as the head in his house. Miss Chuck, you gone too. When he stands as the head in his house, then we as a people will rise again. We'll rise. This is a message tonight for black men. There's so much else I could say about them. In throwing our sons away, we have caused some of them to be failures. 54% of African Americans graduate from high school, compared to 75+% white and Asian students. Black male students were 2.5 times as likely to be suspended from school. 6.2 million young people were high school dropouts. On average, African American 12th grade students read at the same level as white 8th grade students. Only 14% of African American 8th graders score at or above the proficient level. 2.3 million people incarcerated in the United States prisons and jails are people of color. People with mental health issues and drug addiction, people with low levels of educational attainment, and people with a history of unemployment or underemployment, they look like us. Tonight, we must take a stand. The time for excuses in the black community can be no longer. Saturday at Naked Truth, I held a free informational session on driving big rigs and the big tractor trailers. You pay $5,000 to go to these schools. I had it absolutely free at church. Absolutely free. We had about 60 people to show up. The truck driving will start this weekend. She told me she called me this morning, she got 10 that's ready to go, got their CDLs and got their CDL permits. It was free. And then I got some of your ignorant asses that wanted to call after the session, when you gonna do it again? I'm not gonna do it again. I gave you an opportunity, and this is what I'm talking about black men. You got excuses for not being men. You got excuses for not being role models. Many of you got excuses for not working. I took away your excuses. Even if you didn't have a CDL, the books were there. Everything that you need to drive a truck. Person gonna put you in that truck, gonna let you earn some money. I gave it to you absolutely free, where it was gonna cost you $5,000. 60 people showed up. We were great for that. 10 people will start in the truck on this weekend. And then y'all start to calling me, when you gonna do it again? Hell, your lazy asses wouldn't get up at 10 o'clock. I'm not doing it again. I did it. Why should I offer it to you when you don't want to work? Somebody was on here posting about they drove 3 hours. Then damn it, you should have got up earlier. What was they saying?
That they drove 3 hours and all they got was a little information, but they still have to drive in 3 hours. if they
Okay,
got it.
well, if that's all you got was 3 hours, ooh, ignorant ass, it was free. It was free. What you think we was gonna do? Put you in the truck that damn day? You ignorant. I can't stand ignorant ass black folk. Some of y'all too ignorant to even be breathing God's good air. You get free information so that you can go, you have to have the information. We need to know who has CDLs, who has the CDL permit, who's willing to go and get your own license. So if you drove 3 hours and all you got was some information, you got information that can change your life. We perish for the lack of knowledge. You don't want no knowledge. That's the reason, black men, you have not shown up and showed out, is because you want to be dumb. You want to be ignorant. You want a handout. Free? I gave it free. I could have made some money on that. But that wasn't my design. It wasn't designed for me to make money. It was designed to eliminate the excuses that many of you as black men want to give for not being men, for not having a job. You don't want no job. You want some free. So, when you gonna do it again? I'm not gonna do it again. I'm not gonna do it again. No, I refuse. But 60 people got up Saturday morning and came to the church. It was an excellent session. It lasted about an hour, a little bit over an hour. People got information. Many of them hung around. I spoke with a lot of folk afterwards. She told me this week 10 is ready to go and get in the truck this weekend. My brother had more room than 100. If I had a filled up, we were in my fellowship hall. We filled that up just about with those 60. If we had had 1,000, I got room. I got a gymnasium. We would have just opened the door, put a mic in there, and filled up the gym. No, I ain't giving no second chances. I'm tired of niggas wanting second chances, and you won't even take the first chance. Why am I gonna give you a second chance when, damn it, you wouldn't even take the first chance? Free? If you are a true hustler, you'll make it happen. Damn you, kiss my entire ass. I ain't making it happen no more for free. You got to want something out of life. And if you don't want nothing out of life, why I'm supposed to give a damn about you wanting something out of life and you don't want it? I'll never do it free. I don't even want to do it no more right now. Let these classes go and let those that's in the classes want to go. She got all the names. We got all of the other numbers of people who came. So we're going to help them. I remember a few months ago, before we moved into this building, I did job fairs on Sunday, I've even done a job fair since we've been in this building. I was doing job fairs. And people want to come to the job fair around their schedule. You ain't got damn job. You ain't got no job. Somebody offered you an opportunity, and I had people that was hiring on the spot. Folk calling us at 12 and 1 o'clock. Oh, I need to take a commercial break, though. When y'all gonna do it again? Ain't gonna be no second chance. If I ever do it again, you'll pay for it. We'll be back after these commercial messages. Steve, how you doing tonight, man? Huh? Man, yeah. It's doing well, man. Doing well. I'm supposed to be out of Facebook jail this weekend, but I'm gonna keep all of what I already got. Because I'm subject to go to back in Facebook jail in 24 hours. It has happened before. I'm keeping all of them going. Yeah. Ooh, Jesus. Yeah, I'm on Instagram. I'm on the YouTube channel too. Yeah.
Come back, you have like 3 minutes.
Huh?
When you come back, you have 3 minutes.
Okay. What else you got in there? That's got wrong.
Let's see, that was Tiger. This is, Tanya Lyons. Your M&K is about to come up. Shop and Save, MPD, and,
You can leave out MPD.
okay.
Just do Shop and Save.
Shop and Save.
Yeah. You subscribe to the YouTube channel by just going to going to YouTube to Thaddeus Matthews YouTube channel and subscribe there.
The second reflections,
Don't worry about it.
okay,
Just do Shop and Save and bring me back.
got you.
Those of you on the YouTube channel, yeah, hit the little bell so they'll let you know every time that I come up. The show is also, all of these shows that are done, How Can I Bless Your Ministry? Put up the PayPal up there.
You have 5 minutes.
Okay, put up the PayPal on there, Dale. You can go back and look at all of my shows. Yeah. Just going back to the YouTube channel. Anything that you
seconds.
missed. That's the way. The Naked Truth Ministries post that just came up there is the way that you can contribute to this ministry if you
10
would
seconds.
like to. And I'd like you to.
5, 4, 3, 2.
And welcome back to the Thaddeus Matthews in the closing minutes of the show. Thank you so very much for being here tonight. Tomorrow night's show, the lies that the church has told. Okay? No, you wouldn't block by accident. In fact, I'm going to show you, I'm going to block you on purpose. There you go. Thank you. What was I saying there?
The lies the church tells.
Yeah, the lies that churches tell will be on tomorrow night. On Thursday night, the 8 men that are destroying the black community, that's going to be on Thursday night. So make sure that you tune in. Let me tell you something. It's all about betterment, and Naked Truth is all about empowering you. PayPal.me/Naked Truth Ministries is on the screen. If you would like to contribute to this particular ministry, then make sure you do. I don't care what it is, $10, $20, $50, $100, whatever it is, make sure that you contribute to this ministry. It's all about empowerment. It's all about lifting you up, liberating you to be free. Some of you right now, you got bad credit and you're tired of getting turned down. You can't even get a cricket phone, okay? You can't get no cable in your name. You need items removed off of your credit report. Then here's what I want you to do. Go to Naked Truth and go to Naked LEM, okay? I got so many websites. Naked LEM, that's the church website. Okay, Naked Truth LEM, that's the church website. Go there, and where it says financial freedom, get the page. Now, there are many of you that have businesses, and you need to find out how to start a business. You need to find out also about how to get websites and things of that nature. Go to the page, Paisley Paul Prince. Go there, okay? Now, let me share something. We are in the business at Naked Truth of being able to show you how to start businesses, how to do resumes. It ain't free. We build websites. They'll build the church website. You'll see it's an excellent site. It's got all of the bells and whistles. We can design your website. We got all types of packages to help you with your marketing and your business. No, it ain't free. I ain't giving it away. That's business. I'm not going to invest in your business, and you will not invest in your business. Okay? That don't make sense. Plus, I'm a businessman. You want a website design? We can do that. You need a resume? We can do that. You need a business plan? We can do that. All you got to do is go to nakedtruthlem.com. Everything you need, we can do it for your business. In fact, you're going to be able to advertise your business on the church website. We've got a page designed for advertising. You can go there and advertise. Normally, it's going to cost you $500 a month to advertise on the church site. But right now, you can get it all for $100 a month. You can be locked into that price. If you go and say, look, I want a part of this. I got my nail shop or whatever it is, I want to be a part. All you got to do is call 435-6161. That's the church's number, 435-6161. We've got exactly what you need. Again, about your bad credit, you need to go to financial freedom. We can take care of your credit. We've got credit repair. You want to start your own credit repair business, go to the site and go under financial freedom. We got you right there. You need a gun permit? Goldsmith Security Academy. Sean Goldsmith will take care of you. And those of you on Instagram, you've got about 45 seconds left before it's all gone. handgun carry permits. You need a gun, you need a carry permit, and if you live in the city of Memphis, you sure need one. 634-8384. 634-8384. Also, if you need a good cleaners, this is a black-owned cleaners, DMC Cleaners, 62 Fairway, right there at Fairway and 3rd. Same-day service. In by 9, you can get your clothing back that very same day. Call them at 789-7983. If you are in the Westwood, South Memphis, Whitehaven area, DMC Cleaners, 62 Fairway at 3rd, you need to go. When you take your clothing in, if you pay in advance, you only pay half price. That's DMC Cleaners. You want to advertise on the Thaddeus Matthews Show. All you've got to do, 435-6161. Those of you that got my cell phone number or you know it, all you got to do is call me. You politicians, you need to contact me. We're going to start running the commercials on the air for many of these politicians, for several other politicians on next week. I'm about to get out of here. It's been a ball, y'all. Pastor Stephen Smith is coming up next. Tomorrow, the lies that you've been told in the church. We're going to come with it. We're going to document it. And I want you to be here for it. It's going to be educational. And I'm going to piss somebody off. Okay? Please understand that. I love it, though. I love pissing you off. It's better for me to piss you off than piss on you. So please be here on tomorrow night. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the baddest man on TV. My name is Thaddeus Matthews. Until tomorrow night, top of the evening to you. Bye, y'all.